back to another episode of Inside Access Control, sponsored by SIA. Very excited today to have Daniel Gold with CrucialTrak join me. Daniel, thank you very much for taking the time.
Hi, Lee. Yeah, thank you for having me. I appreciate the opportunity to be here today.
Absolutely. Why don't you introduce yourself, a bit about your background, and then also the company that you're with?
Sure, absolutely. I started. I'm Daniel Gold. I started with the in the security industry straight out of college. So I was really this is the only industry I've ever known. I started with a company called Synectics, which is a VMS company based out of the UK, and I started with them when they were kind of opening their US office in Southern California. So had a really good chance to grow with that company and kind of see what it took to be successful in the security industry and kind of learn the major players and really just the really core components of this industry. And so one of the things that stuck with me since day one was the importance of really these converged technologies and the importance of integrations and how we're able to work within a singular ecosystem. And so that's something I've really tried to carry over to CrucialTrak. And CrucialTrak is a company that we are about 4 years old now, and our primary focus is within the biometric space and really specifically for access control. So we came to this as a group that we've all had various industries within our various experiences within the security industry, and really that was our focus. And again, as we move forward, that's again our core focus is to be part of that security ecosystem. With CrucialTrak, we do multiple biometrics. So rather than focus, be a company that's facial recognition or doing fingerprint, we brought the four main biometric modalities: so face, iris, palm vein, and fingerprint, all as part of our core offering. Which really gives us a lot of flexibility on how we're able to provide layered security.
And when you take a look at the different applications, and I guess with COVID and the pandemic that's going on, I'm sure there might be some new areas. I guess where do you see, where historically have you seen adoption? And then as things are continuing to move forward, where are you seeing adoption?
Yeah, certainly. I think, and I tell everybody that who's new to biometrics or who might be kind of exploring it for the first time, there's really the two things that biometrics and access control are able to provide as the next level of security are both convenience, so a really smooth user experience, and then also a higher level of security. And so there's a spectrum where you can kind of get anywhere in between, those two levels. And some of the really obvious places over the biometric history, you would say biometrics deployed in commercial buildings, so turnstiles in the lobbies, front doors, access to specific floors on elevator banks. Those are really obvious and historically successful deployments. Also, especially over the last maybe 5 years, data security. So whether it's data centers or server rooms within facilities, biometrics are able to really provide that extra layer of security for data. And then lastly, healthcare. I think, healthcare has been a very, primary player in biometrics, but especially now, I mean, we're seeing this huge surge, probably with healthcare, maybe even taking off as the number one application.
Yeah, I can imagine and seeing that where they're a high level of assurance, but like you said, convenience, don't want to touch things and the rest of it. When it comes to the CrucialTrak sort of key differentiator, where do you line up? Because there's a lot of biometric companies, especially now that have come out of the woodworks that do different bits and pieces. And but as far as your company, I mean, the research I've done in it that I've seen, there's a clear differentiation I could see from the industrial design, a lot of cases of what you do, but what other areas would you say you differentiate in?
Yeah, certainly. I think, one of our core focus from the very beginning was the 100% touchless aspect, right? And that's really becoming even more important in the current climate that we're in. But typically you have biometrics. Everybody's used to the fingerprint touchpad, right? Whether it's on a little kiosk on a door or on your laptop. I mean, that's just not going to fly anymore. We can be very straightforward about that. And so with us being able to provide a completely frictionless, touchless experience, you're not touching anything and not touching a card to provide it to a reader. You're not touching a fingerprint pad. And so that's, it's not just a nice to have anymore. It's an absolute requirement. And then from the other point of view is we're really able in the product line, having different combination of biometric technologies available, we're really able to fill out that entire spectrum of convenience all the way through security. And so a lot of our devices that have facial recognition, we have what we call walk-through speed. And so we're able to provide that not just frictionless from a touch perspective, but frictionless from an effort perspective with the user, so that they almost don't realize they're interacting with the device, because you just really takes a quick glance. They're able to recognize the face and continue walking through.
Yeah. So when you look at the sort of historical adoption of the product, there was a chart that we created where we talked about trends where, it used to be popular, then it sort of petered off, and then now we're starting to see it. What gives you the belief that this time is different? So what do you believe? Because I do believe. I think the value creation, in my opinion, the value creation's here now, where before it was probably maybe bad use cases, maybe some bad products, maybe too early. Like just that it was too much of a nice to have, not a must have. But in your opinion, as someone that works into it deep, what do you believe is different this time?
Yeah, that's a great question. I think with a lot of technologies out there, there are a couple things that are affecting biometrics. Is that the first being the components required to be able to gain the accuracy levels that we really need to have. Those devices are becoming more readily available in a smaller form factor, and so that allows us to be really flexible with how we design the units, and also you really attain a level of accuracy that's never been attained before in the biometric industry. And then the second part that kind of goes along with that hand in hand is the cost, right? So one of the most difficult sells from a biometric perspective historically is that you're looking at a 5x or a 8x on a card reader to install now a biometric reader, and there's really a small segment of the market that's going to be able to adopt that and adjust to those price concerns. And so now that we're kind of seeing the components at a lower cost with a higher level of accuracy, now it's something that is gonna open up where the opportunities are to be able to provide these solutions. And we're starting to see that already, right? The COVID situation is kind of forcing that, but it's also happening at a really good time where we're able to, you know, really provide that solution at that cost level.
Nice. As you all look into the marketplace and as things are growing and changing in attention, is there anything that you're looking for? Are you looking for more dealers? I know everybody wants more customers, but is there anything specific that you all are looking for right now?
Yeah, certainly. I mean, being a relatively new company, I mean, our first ISC West was 2017, right? So this would have just been I guess, our third year in the market, our fourth ISC West that's happening later this fall. Our partner program has been, relatively small and close knit. We started out with, some really tight partners, and we did some pilot projects and really took a really measured approach. And so at this point, we've launched at the beginning of this year, 2020, kind of our CrucialTrak partner program, which allows system integrators and dealers to sign up to register deals. And so we're really looking to expand that nationally at this point with whether it's national integrators or the regional groups.
Wonderful. And if people are looking for more information to find out, where would they go?
Sure, absolutely. So our website, www.crucialtrak.com. So it's Crucial TRAK. And then also I can be emailed danielgold@crucialtrak.com directly. Certainly happy to have any conversation or hop on a quick Zoom session, considering that we're not all experiencing Zoom fatigue, and just give a really quick overview of whether it's the product specifically or just kind of some broader topics on biometrics.
Wonderful. Well, thank you, Daniel. I really appreciate getting to know you a bit more in the company and your feedback and thoughts on the trend and where things are going. So wish you the best of luck on what's going on. Thank you for taking the time to meet with me.
Yeah, thanks, Lee. I really appreciate it. I really enjoyed the podcast and the opportunity to kind of get these quick insights with our colleagues within the industry. So you're doing a great job.
No, I appreciate that. We're trying.
Yeah.
We're
Yeah.
making a small little dent. So thank you.
Yeah.
I appreciate
Thanks,
it.
Lee.